As we continue the adventures in our own little part of this big wide world, all of us have the same question about life, apart from David and us. Ours is, what will become of the Lighthouse and Dead Man's Isle and us with it? A question that we cannot answer. On the other hand, David's question has been answered on numerous occasions, and I have told him that despite the amount of extra lubrication, it is not feasible to... Anyway, I digress. The Lighthouse has stood here facing the ravages of nature for well over 200 years, but its future lies in the hands of those who govern us. Only they can say what will become of it. So let's travel to the Lighthouse and find out what the cards of fate will deal for us. Will we win like our Shiraz champion, Captain T McRoy? Or will we lose like I do with women? Or we will just try to cheat like David does when he plays I Spy? So listen to the next tale of Dead Man's Isle, Episode 5, The Visitor.
This lighthouse teeters on the precipice of ruin. The royal decree being the only piece of legislation that keeps this historic and noble monument alive. I, for one, will fight to ensure that this building and the people living and working within it are not forgotten, and I will carry on fighting to my dying breath to ensure that they are not. And that is the reason why I will be visiting those 3 fine, upstanding men at Dead Man's Isle, so that we can bring a crusade to help them to not only save it for the next generation, but for future generations. I will take a few questions now.
Oi oi, Darryl Breen, Porpoise FM. How do you answer to your critics who say that the visit is just a publicity stunt to deflect away from the scandal of the multiple affairs you were caught having?
How do I answer to that?
Yes?
I'd answer that question like this. Sorry, no more questions. Come on, Lucy, get on the ruddy boat. I've never needed help from a woman before. Does it look like I need it now?
Your PA's a woman, your mistress is, and your mother was, I hope. And half your electorate are. So, you need all the help you can get. Perhaps I can help you aboard. Miss Polo. But you can call me Lucy. Polo? That's an unusual name. Polo is in the mid-sweet.
I'm afraid so. I always have people...
For God's sake, you 2 women stop blabbering and get to this pile of junk moving. I don't know, put 2 women together and they'll tell each other's life's histories.
Put 2 men together and they'll talk about women and compare the size of their penises.
Shut up. Do you know who you're speaking to?
Afraid so. You're the sexist pig MP who shags anything female. You'll get along with one of the keepers over there. He has the same ethos. You'll have much to talk about. There's probably very little to compare.
I doubt it. I was born into a well-heeled family. I'm nothing like this bunch of inbreds we're here going to see.
It's like your nanny stuck the silver spoon you had in your mouth in the wrong places. It's quite plain to see that you talk out of your backside.
Funny that, as you're all so plain to see.
Can we stop this fighting? Let's agree to disagree about the keepers on this island until we meet them.
So, Lucy, are you prepared to enter a building in a backward time warp where you will be humiliated in a man-dominated environment?
Remember, I work in the House of Commons, so I'm used to it.
If you don't phone Bambi and arrange a hotel for the next week, you'll be used to the dole in future.
It won't work. You can't get a signal out here.
So how do I keep up with the news from Westminster then?
By Seagull Post? I don't know. If you're so bored, have a look at a crab or something. You should have an infinity with it, as you both should be living under rocks. So, Lucy, what did you do before this?
My family owned a circus.
Perfect preparation to work with a bunch of clowns, then.
Bloody women.
I actually used to be one of the acts. I did acrobatics, stilt walking and balance things on my head.
So what made you get a job with Grumpy Chops, then?
I wanted to get into politics after doing my degree and thought what better way to see the ins and outs of an MP by becoming his PA. With his reputation, I bet he's had numerous ins and outs that you didn't want to see.
I'm not standing for these insults. I'm not coming on this boat to be abused.
No, I bet you can get that type of thing from a high-class hooker.
Right, that's it. Will you please speed this boat up a bit?
We could throw some dead weight over the side. Come over here, Jerry.
Ha ha, very funny.
So, Lucy, what are your ambitions?
Well, I thought I'd do this for a couple of years, and then when the time comes, try to become an MP. Maybe for this constituency.
You've got no chance. The only way to become an MP for this constituency would be through Dead Man's boots.
That can be arranged if you want us to, Lucy.
Listen, lady, I don't know who you are and I don't particularly care. But keep your nose out of politics.
Listen, Jerry boy, you're lucky that you aren't swimming back to the mainland. And as for keeping out of politics, that's no problem, as your type of politics clearly stinks as much as a bucket of 3-day-old fish guts left out in the sun.
And that's what you've seen a couple of minutes ago when Gerald Smythe MP left from Furzey Bay to go to the Lighthouse at Dead Man's Isle.
Brilliant. That's all we need. A surprise visit to the island from an MP.
You heard him. He's going to help us to sort the lighthouse out.
We've got as much chance of that happening as you becoming sober.
I tried it for a day in 1992, but didn't like it.
I bet your liver breathed a sigh of relief on that day.
Even if he doesn't sort out the lighthouse, it might be a bit of fun anyway.
Fun? We are not here to have fun. We are here to attend our duties, ensuring that the lighthouse is kept in ship-shape condition.
Ship-shape? That's a laugh. More like shit.
Hey, you! Less of that. Why can't people leave us alone and let us get on with our jobs?
Listen, this publicity could make us famous and put us firmly on the map.
We are on a map. I checked my nautical charts. We're the little speck between St. Furzey's Bay and the Atlantic.
I thought that was a cake crumb, but think of the fame, the fortune, the endless complimentary supplies of Dundoon whiskey.
If we did have fame, people would want to know all about us. And before you know it, our life stories would be in cyberspace. Then our way of life might be mocked in a serial radio sitcom or something. We would become the modern equivalent of a Victorian freak show.
Talking of freak shows.
Freak shows? What are you on about, Robert?
We were just saying that once we became famous...
Who's going to be famous?
We all will.
You, Robert. Don't you think you've had enough fame being caught exposing yourself in Main Square? You've done it so many times that they're thinking of having a plaque put up to you.
That is not fame. That is notoriety.
Look, made front page again.
You're not in the St. Furzey Bay's news. I haven't seen you, and I read it every week.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. To find articles very stimulating.
It is not the articles that stimulate you. It is their version of page 3. Fillies and their fillets. Women with seafood. Look at this filth, Robert.
Disgusting. Filth? Can I keep it?
No. It's mine. How did we get on this subject anyway?
Talking about our impending fame.
Yes, apparently our local MP, Gerald Smythe, is coming over here for a visit. He thinks we are his type of people.
Only one of us is.
Him? That man treats women like dirt. He's had loads of affairs. The most famous one being that porn actress.
Only one of us does.
He's a slimeball with the morals of an alley cat.
Only one of us is.
Okay, Robert, we get the point.
Do we? What is it? Anyway, he's my hero.
Hero? He's a fetid, putrid pussball of a man.
David, are you two related?
He's a legend. When a man says drop your knickers, you've pulled, and they do, they earn my respect.
You usually get punched.
Tell me about it. All I want to give is multiple orgasms, and all I get is multiple bruises.
Why is he coming here? It will turn this place into a gaudy tourist attraction.
What's the problem with that?
Firstly, we do not need any more people standing around gawping, getting in the way of doing nothing.
Yes, David does that already.
That's a slur on my good name.
Slur? I haven't touched Dundoon.
Secondly, we cannot have Miss Drake continuously taking people from the mainland over here. She's not a taxi service. It's not as if there is a sub-aqua transportation network or anything.
That's a brilliant idea, though. It could be called the Scuba Bus. When is the next Scuba Bus to the Lighthouse arriving, Griselda? It'd be brilliant if it got delayed. They could all put it down to the wrong type of seaweed on the line.
Or crabs.
Something that David has an in-depth knowledge of. Well, with it being filmed, I suppose that fame is going to be inevitable.
What do you mean it's being filmed?
The camera is pointing at your ugly mug, and by the wonders of technology, you're recorded forever on the piece of film.
I know what a camera is. It's just I can't be filmed.
Why? Have you got skeletons in your closet?
More like a whole graveyard.
Shut up, Robert. So do you.
But he's mine.
Going on about Robert?
Nothing major. It's just that he keeps a skeleton of a hermit who used to live on the island hundreds of years ago in his wardrobe.
You're sick, Captain. Why would you do that?
For a bit of fun.
Fun? Go and bury him now.
Blech. That's not fair.
Are there any other dead people situated within the lighthouse that you would like to reveal, David? Thank God we do not have a patio.
He preferred to keep it in the wardrobe. Do you know, he hid the skeleton in there for 20 years waiting for an opportunity to use it for that joke.
David, what is the real reason you're scared about being filmed? Is it that once your ugly mug is on TV, all the husbands of women you have soiled will come over here and want to beat you up?
Of course not. But I think just in case they do, I might wear a disguise.
Have you finished burying that skeleton?
No, I couldn't find a patio.
Do not be flippant with me. Have you done it or not?
Yes. Sort of.
What do you mean, sort of? I will ask you again. Have you buried the entire skeleton?
Yes. Apart from the skull.
Apart from the skull? Why do you keep that?
I wanted a memento, as I'd miss him.
I don't care. Once the MP's gone, get rid of it. Where is David? Visitors have arrived.
I'm ready.
For what? A Halloween party?
For the visitors.
I thought you were going to wear a wig and stick a moustache as a disguise.
This hooded monk's costume is better, as it'll cover my whole face.
That'll be an improvement.
The only problem is, it's a bit too long for me. It must have previously belonged to a person with a growth disorder or something.
As opposed to a personality?
Just take it off now. We'll have to concoct a story for the interview while you have to wear it. Okay, everyone ready?
Hi guys, may I introduce Gerald Smythe, MP, and his PA, Lucy Polo.
Polo? Polo's in the suite with a hole.
Do not be so disgusting, David.
I get this all the time. Yes. The same as the suite with the hole, and I've heard all of the joke.
I bet you haven't heard this one. What do you...
David! Yes, I'm really sorry about him. We should have got him quarantined.
He's foaming at the mouth.
Let me introduce you to the rest of us.
Excuse me, but I'm the MP, not her. All she is my personal assistant.
When you say personal, how personal does she get? If it's close to what I'm thinking, then I'd give her a job.
That's not all he'd give you.
Firstly, one, let her ash.
Will you please shut up, David? Anyway, my understanding of manners, Mr. Smythe, is that the woman is always introduced first before the man.
What do you know about manners? If your manners as good as your ignorant ferryboat captain's, then there are rough waters ahead.
And also for you.
Is that a threat?
Take it how you want.
You must be the infamous Captain Robert T McRoy, hero of Creek Bay, saviour of the Dundoon Whiskey Factory, and the man who airs his unmentionables in the local square, and the local paper, more often than a porn star on holiday.
Talking of porn stars, how's your girlfriend, Bambi Snow?
Yeah, I forgot you're doing her. That girl's a legend. She won awards for being the most complicated position in the freeway for the last 2 years running.
He most probably knows more about your girlfriend than you do.
And you must be Martin Winterbottom, a man so anal that you'd make my girlfriend wince.
Good call. Nice comeback. Sorry, Martin.
For your information, my name is Mark Winterbottom. M-A-R-K. Mark. And I would rather be thought of being anal than actually being an anus.
This is going really well.
He's really getting to know his kind of people, isn't he?
And he has great people skills. Right, everyone, let's get down with it. Agreed?
Yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I will be filming a documentary about yourselves and the Lighthouse. You will all be interviewed individually by Jerry about the role you play.
Shouldn't take long with David.
Your role is as a recycler. You take 4 bottles of Dundoo and empty them.
And what do you do, David, with the beer cans then?
I use our water-powered waste recycler thingy to get rid of them.
If you think that throwing them in the sea is recycling,
Let me finish. This will be aired on the BBC, which will raise awareness about this lighthouse and help with funding. Any questions?
Just one. Can I?
Besides you, David.
You see, this is going to help us get funding for the Lighthouse. But how?
It's simple, even for the mouth-foaming sex pest over there.
You gonna draw in pictures?
Who's he talking about, Mark?
The publicity from this will raise awareness of the state of this place and the donations will flood in.
even the cockroaches have moved on as they found the place too dilapidated. Although we do seem to have a large one here at the moment.
Where are they?
Okay, I get that, but apparently David does not. What is in it for you, though?
He'll get more publicity showing his caring nature, and that will woo the electorate, and they will forget about his extramarital affairs and Bob's your uncle.
That is a hell of a lot of wooing.
Also a load of rubbish.
No, it isn't. I do have an Uncle Bob.
How can we trust him? He's a rude, arrogant, crass, sexist pig.
Uncle Bob, maybe all of those things, but he's trustworthy.
We are not talking about your uncle. We were just saying, how can we trust him?
I give my word as a member of Parliament that I will get you the funding.
That's not much then.
That is all I can give you at this time.
No, you can't. I want a signed photo of Bambi Snow to keep me company.
So the fate of the Lighthouse hinges on a dodgy MP's word and a promise of a signed photograph of a porn star. What can go wrong?
Right. Everyone comfy?
As comfy as a man waiting on the steps of the guillotine with a ferret in his trousers.
Why are you nervous? Do you have something to hide?
I'm not like you. There are no stains on my conscience.
I wish I could say the same about this sofa. I dread to think what these are.
It is most probably your slime trail. Most gastropods use it to smarm around.
Boys, we haven't even started the interview. Be civil to each other.
You would only know what civil was if it wore a big sign saying, Civil, and he'd wanted to sleep with him.
That's most probably your problem. You don't get laid enough. You're most probably gay.
Right, that is it. You know
Stop the bitching! I'll start rolling in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and welcome to the Lighthouse on Dead Man's Isle. I have with me one of the keepers, Martin Winterbottom. So, Martin...
Sorry, Lucy, but can we stop this? Just before we go on, my name is Mark.
I said Mark.
No, you didn't. Have you the memory of a Piscean family? You have the dead, cold expression of one.
So what? Mark? Martin? Your name's unimportant. What is important is that the interview shows me in a good light.
Good light? Good light? You need more than that. Let us try with a new personality first.
Listen here, Martin!
My name is Mark.
Martin! Mark.
Good God, can't you see we're doing an interview here?
Sounds like you were arguing.
We were. This interview is over. Now, tell me what the problem is outside away from certain people.
Remember, David, you're next to be interviewed. See you in a couple of minutes.
That's assuming he can tell the time.
What is it, David?
I'm up next to be interviewed and I can't find my costume.
You mean your habit?
Habit? What's a habit?
One of yours is using bogies to stick porn onto the wall.
I don't do that.
No, but just when you're really heavily congested.
They're a lot stickier than blue tack.
I feel sick. What it meant is that your costume is called a habit.
Oh right, it's a dirty habit though.
What, picking your nose or your costume?
The costume, it needs a wash.
Huh. Well, this is irrelevant news as you can't find it.
What am I going to do for the interview?
Just be yourself. On second thoughts, do what you always do. Lie through your back teeth.
Next, I'm interviewing David Nation.
Also known as the nation's sensation.
Why the Nation Sensation? Sounds like a dubious 1970s pop combo.
I don't know, it's like what I like to call myself.
Why don't you call yourself David Nation? The ex-celebrity chef who faked his own death and came to the island to get away from his fiancée who jilted him at the altar.
Oh. You know about that then?
I did some digging and found a lot of skeletons buried amongst you.
Good job you didn't check the cupboards.
What was that you just said?
Nothing.
It doesn't matter anyway. I'll have a look back later, as it's all being recorded anyway. Have you got anything else to say?
Yeah, I've had enough now of this. See ya.
You can't avoid the past, Mr. Nation. It will come back and bite you on the bum.
I hope that Lucy might be doing that for me later.
I'm now speaking to the hero of Creek Bay, Captain T McRoy. How are you today, Robert?
Aye, fine.
So tell me, what are the hazards you have faced so far this year in your day-to-day job?
Mermaids, ghosts, and assassins.
Cut! Turn the camera off, Lizzie.
Okay, Jerry.
Listen, I've already interviewed 2 idiots, and I don't want to interview a third. So cut the rubbish out about the mermaids, assassins, and ghosts. It didn't happen this year, did it?
No, you're absolutely right.
So what did actually happen this year?
Just the mermaids and assassins.
Have you been drinking again?
Aye, but cut back.
Cut back?
Only 2 bottles so far.
2? How many do you usually have?
3, maybe 4.
Lizzie, you can't use footage of drunken old has-been.
What do you want me to do?
Get that ferryboat captain. At least she might provide a bit of glamour and tell her to put on some makeup.
You're no oil painting yourself.
You better watch what you're saying about Patricia.
You can talk. Has evolution just occurred? Shall I show you how to make her fire next?
Leave Patricia alone.
What is it, old man? Have you got a crush on her?
Just shut your mouth or I'll fill it in for you.
There is something going on here. It's not a crush. You're related. Let me guess. Father and daughter.
And so what if we are?
I know there was inbreeding going on here, but I didn't realise how much.
Shut up, okay? I'm warning you.
What else are you hiding? Oh, I get it. Nobody else knows about it. I now have the upper hand, and if you want your sordid little secret not to go public, then the rest I suggest you treat me with some respect.
You'll get your comeuppance, and when you do, I'll boot your ass all the way back to the mainland.
I need some air, because if I stay within this room, I might get liver disease by way of passive drinking.
Be careful of them rocks. They can be hazardous.
Where's the bloody camcorder? No way am I being exposed on the BBC. Only I have the right to expose myself. Okay, that sounded a bit wrong. Where is it? Oh, I found it. Now, turn it on. Which shouldn't be hard, as I'm holding it. Press delete, and hey presto, no more interview. Done. Bloody thing, it's now recording. How'd you turn it off? Shit! They're coming back. There must be somewhere to hide. What about this oh so convenient cupboard to hide in?
Where is everyone? It's like an afternoon on the Mary Celeste.
Don't say that. It's the people who live here who give the place character, don't you think?
With these characters, no wonder that this place is in a state.
Well, at least with the funding they're going to get, they can rejuvenate the place.
Funding? There's no funding.
You gave them your word that you would put them on the map, give them some publicity.
And it will, as the last lighthouse in the UK to become automated.
You can't do that to them.
I can do anything I want. I do have a vested interest in this place, though.
Why? What's in it for you?
About £30,000 for my company win the contract to install the technology in here.
What about the royal decree?
I'll sort that dodgy bit of history out with my friends at the Heritage Department.
This is unethical. You gave them your word as a politician.
Well, you know what a politician's word is.
Where is your moral compass?
It's put into the 30 grand with my name on it. I suggested that you keep quiet about it, or your dream of becoming MP will disappear faster than a legal immigrant. Get Patricia, and let's go on with this, and then we can be out of here.
Okay, Jerry. I think she was at the jetty. Let's go there.
Right. Not a word to anyone about it, okay?
Okay.
If anyone saw this, now they'd think I was coming out of this closet. As if. At least there are no skeletons in this one. I must find Mark.
I'm now with ferryboat Captain Patricia Drake. I believe you have an important role to play in the lighthouse keepers' lives.
Amazingly enough, this poor little girl like me skippers a big heavy boat over to the island to deliver supplies to our 3 big strong boys.
Don't put yourself down like that. I feel women...
Yes, you do. Your list of extramarital affairs reads like a who's who of the porn world.
Turn it off, Lucy. Cut, cut, cut.
And you should have had it cut off a long time ago, to stop the spreading of your vile genes and lies into the pool of decent society.
You know all about decency and lies.
Sorry, what are you implying?
Let me put it simple. How about, how's your father?
How's your father? Is that your best shot? I've had so many pathetic chat-up lines thrown at me before, but this must be one of the lamest I've ever heard.
It's not a chat-up line, you stupid bloody woman.
Too bloody right it's not.
How would the others react knowing that you and Robert are related?
I don't know, but I'll show you how I'd react if someone told them.
How dare you strike me! You're for it now. You saw what she did, didn't you, Lucy?
So what, Jerry?
You can all turn on me, but I've got proof on camera!
No, you haven't. I stopped filming after you said cut.
And why did you do that, you silly cow?
Because you told me to, you stupid overpaid twat.
You go, girl.
How dare you speak to me like that? You're fired, Lucy!
Good riddance. At least I won't have to listen to the sound of you squealing like a stuck pig whilst you're humping your secretary.
Both of you have just made a very powerful enemy.
Ooh, we're scared, don't hurt us.
I'll do more than that. Did I mention I'm friends with Bob Fellows? And as he can get rid of you and your rust bucket of a ship just like that. As for Lucy, you've got no chance of becoming an MP.
I'm a big girl and can live with that. But no one calls the skipper a rust bucket, not even an MP with a disease where he can't keep it in his pants.
Ah, a bit like your father, then.
If you know about my father, then you would know that he also has some powerful friends.
What the imaginary people he sees through the bottom of a whiskey glass?
No, these 2 friends.
He's out cold. Thank God for that.
Good. Now his body temperature will match his personality.
Stop the interview! I need to talk to both of them about some allegations that have just been made to me.
We might have a problem in Jerry's case.
That's okay, as long as one of them is at least conscious. Get this scum off the floor and put him on the sofa. We have a movie to watch.
I'll choose. What about Wet n Wild 3 starring Bambi Snow?
Okay, Jerry, I think she was at the jetty. Let's check there.
Right, not a word to anyone about it, okay?
So, what have you got to say for us?
Leave Lucy alone. You see in the video that she was trying to stick up for us.
I'd like to stick.
Does it get boring? Me saying, shut up to you, nation? And eating popcorn through his video was unnecessary.
At least I watched it, unlike Robert. Where is he?
No one will find you.
Where the hell have you been?
I've been making stilts.
Do you expect me to believe a cock and ball story like that?
You should. Lucy told me she was a stilt walker, and I thought it would break the tension if I saw her doing that.
Hey, Robert, have you still got the skull and my dirty habit?
I don't pick my nose.
I meant the costume. Anyway, it's going to be great. All of us and the skull and a dead hermit watching her teeter about.
I'm afraid the show is off. And Robert, get rid of that thing. It's creeping me out.
Why? What did I miss?
Lucy here, besides being a stilt walker, is also a very convincing actress. She, and that pathetic excuse of an MP, wanted to use this interview as a cover story to make some money out of it and get the Lighthouse automated.
I had no idea he was doing this, and I would have stopped him. But I was scared that I'd lose my job.
We were too late. Old Jerry Boy fired her earlier whilst he was interviewing me. Only because she stuck up for me.
I like the stick.
Yes, we know. You said that earlier. Can someone gag him, please?
Ooh, gag me. Kinky. Now you're talking.
When it's on, you won't.
Listen, I suggest we go to bed and sleep on it. And in the morning, we confront Jerry with the evidence.
Lucy, you can have my bed.
What a kind.
Oi, David, where are you going?
To my bed?
But Lucy sleep in your...
Exactly.
Lucy, I think it might be safer if you slept in the berth of the skipper tonight.
Damn, no fair.
Jerry. Jerry. Jerry.
My head feels like I've been hit by John Prescott.
Gerald Pinkerton Smythe.
Is that you, Mother?
You wish.
Turn the light on, I can't see you.
No! I want you to mend your ways and leave the people in this lighthouse alone!
Why should I?
Just do it or you will be visiting a place of eternal damnation and torture.
Listen, I don't know who you are, but I'm Gerald Smythe, MP.
And I am your death.
Ah! Let me out of here!
Hi, Lucy. Why are you here? What just happened?
I couldn't sleep and so decided to go for a walk and then heard screams and I was just about to come in when I saw Jerry running past me.
Maybe it was a skull on a table that freaked him out. He must have seen it and that scared him.
Maybe. I'm just going to get a glass of water if that's all right, as I've got a bit of a sore throat. I'll see you in the morning. Sweet dreams.
It's not another polo pun, is it?
No. Good night.
This place is a mess. I thought I said to you, Robert, that this stilt walking was off, and these need to be put away.
I thought I did.
Much as it pains me to say it, we'd better look for Jerry. He might have hurt himself out there.
That's right. Who's for a cup of tea first?
That was the scene a couple of minutes ago when the new MP for St. Furzey Bay, Lucy Polo, won a landslide election. The previous MP, Gerald Smythe, relinquished his position about 2 months ago after visiting the lighthouse of Dead Man's Isle, when he had a mental breakdown, saying that whilst on the island he had stared death in the eye. He also went on to say some preposterous things about the keepers, which were consequently ignored. He is now residing in the Trained Commerce Institute, where he's being medically assessed.
Well, that's good. Good has triumphed over evil, and everything is right in the world.
I wonder what scared Jerry.
Maybe it was his conscience.
He's an MP. He wouldn't know what conscience was.
Maybe it was the skull.
Yeah, a skull that comes to life, grows a body, talks and scares MPs. What are you on? Your 5th bottle of Dundon?
The mystery of this is so easy it would take 5 seconds for Miss Marple to work it out. Shall I tell you who it was?
If Miss Marple could work it out, let's see how quickly you'll be able to work it out with what's going to happen later in this year. Sherlock Holmes.
The Lighthouse, The Visitor, was written by Colin Wade with additional material by Ian Raymond. Gary Ball played David Nation, Gerald Smythe and Darryl Green. Justin Kirtledge played Mark Winterbottom. Amy Clayton played Patricia Drake. Nicky Jupp played Robert T McRoy. And Julie Salter played Lucy Polo and the TV announcer. This episode was not funded by any trade union and no anonymous donor money was taken. This episode was funded through using Great British sweat, tears and anguish mixed with a smattering of profanity and also several million cups of tea. If you would like to know the history of tea and the role it plays in English life, then read a book from the library which will tell you more.